Are we actually live now? Like, is this actually going to work in the way that I'm hoping it's going to work? Because that would be just damned lovely if it really did. Goodness, man. Trying to start this stream up was harder than trying to figure out how to put the puppet together. Criminy. Like, the fact, one, I did forget about the whole, grace waiting period thing. But also, when I've been using OBS or Streamlabs, whatever the program is, to record what I'm recording, basically. Is it really not showing that it's on? I will be so upset if it's not actually on. Okay, it is. To record what I'm recording. Okay, it sounds good. It sounds like it needs to sound. That's at least something. Okay, yeah, so I use OBS. That's what I've been using to record these other videos that I've been compiling and splitting up once they're done. But goodness me, on this last one, this last day, the day 2, has a 3-part section to it. It has the beginning of the day, it has that middle part of the day where I come back after lunch, and then it has this end bit where I come in with a little bit more resolve after that middle part kind of defeated me. Goodness gracious me, oh my. I didn't have a great day yet. Well, I had a good day to start. Again, that middle kind of threw me for a loop. And then in the end, I kind of tried to reignite my want and my belief that this is a good idea. And if I put the effort in, I can at least bring out what I believe I have seen in my mind's eye in hopes that it looks not only cool, but in hopes that it catches the attention of possibly those in some kind of position of power in this particular context of Tony Chopper, the character that needs to be cast, how it's going to be cast, and the One Piece live action show. Okay. But yeah, the Streamlabs, it did not import when I finally logged in to do this live stream on this channel. And that threw me for a loop, because the one thing that I don't like messing with is audio, because once I finally get to somewhere I think the audio is fine, if I go in there and start fussing with it again, I'll never stop. And the first thing that happened is none of the sources transferred over. So that was a real big issue, and I had to figure out how to bring one thing from one channel back over to this channel, and figured it out. It has been figured. And now it's time to begin the day once again. And to start off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to this box and plank so that I have some way of actually having a sturdy surface to manipulate and shape these parts over the next time that this project is going on. So this should definitely help out a lot. I only have posted the first part of yesterday because, again, it's so long and I wasn't particularly prepared, or I wasn't particularly aware on the length of time to edit per amount of video, and these videos have been hour. That first part was, I think, almost 2.5. It was either 2 hours and 49, or if it was not that, it was on the cusp of 3 hours. And that took me forever to even finish. And that was the easier one. The second part, I believe, is even longer. And it has more of me just being frustrated in it because I came to an impasse where I was having issue. I couldn't figure out how I was going to shape some of these parts. Some of the parts were giving me some real go around to actually get them to work the way that I wanted them to. And to add on top of that, I went into the third part once, and both of those parts are going to be edited. It's just going to be kind of out of order because this full version of day 3 is going to go up before any of those versions, well, before the second part and the third part, or even the full parts of any of those are able to go up. It's not a real big matter. It's more just kind of the continuity of it. It's going to be kind of screwy. But goodness me, that threw me for a real workaround. Okay, where are my... I want these. And I need... Oh, come now, please. Why are you stuck? I need this. And so, like I said, the first thing, it's going to be getting this set up, and that's not too hard. I don't know why I was trying to struggle so damn much the other day in using it without properly fixing it. It's just silly. It's just absolutely silly of me, to be honest with you. And so we're not going to allow that to happen again. We're going to actually approach this in the way necessary. 3/8. That's not 3/8. That'll work. So this will definitely help out with that. And honestly, I don't know where this day is going to actually lead in the long run. Where are we going to get in this puppet project today? How much will we actually be able to finish? Are we going to see some true shape coming to these things? Is it going to be more of the frustrations of yesterday where I start to feel that the tools that I have brought in with me from Colorado to Texas here were not the exact choice? Or am I going to allow the fact that I like this idea so much, I believe it has credence. I believe there are merit to it. Is merit? I believe there are merit. I don't know which way to say it. I believe it's a good idea. I believe this is actually probably how it's going to be done. And I kind of want to be the first cat to put it on screen and have my face and voice be the first either jarring possibility or hopeful promise of what could be the live action version of Tony Chopper. It is a hope. It is a hope. And that is all. It is just a hope. Okay, that's good there. That can sit there. I'm happy with that sitting there. How are we going to start this day? Where do we begin in relation to how we left off? Oh. So we have to shape stuff, and that really is the main kind of driving factor now. There's a lot of shaping that needs to be done to make these hands work. Shoulders might be a semi-bit simpler for us. Tools, Sharpie. kind of start working some of these ideal wants on to our blocks here. And then we'll have at least a, you know, a beginning start point to jive after, instead of just trying to fly by the seat of our pants and once again getting overly frustrated when things don't particularly work the way that we wanted them to work. Our shoulders are going to end up having so that's going to be a ball joint on this side, and this actually needs to be a hinge, so that's going to have to jump back on the bandsaw. But if this hinge has to marry up to our, is this a leg or is this an arm? Arms have the outlet, legs have the, no, arms have the inlet, legs have the outlet. So this is our hinge that goes into the neck. This is the ball that's going to go onto here. And so I only have, I don't have that much to work with here. Well, I have a lot. I have stuff to work with. That was missaid. The ball joint is going to have to definitely be, I don't want to call it, I don't want to say it's going to have to be small, but it's going to have to be a reindeer size individual. Or it has to be in proportions to a reindeer size individual, better said. And again, I don't think I can get that part back on the, we could try to get that part back onto the bandsaw, but it might be risky. This is an arm because arms have both slots. This goes into the top of the arm, like so. We have shaping to do on the arm, both upper and lower, so that it kind of has resemblance to this one right here, which we kind of, I sat down and I slowly kind of figured out, or I slowly kind of mold through how things should be fitting together. So, for a nice little comparison here, so this is the one that I said that needed to still be shaped. So we have our hinge joint, but unfortunately there's no way for this to hinge because of course it's a flat surface. So what I did yesterday, or what I was attempting to do yesterday in that second part before I got super frustrated about not having the exact thing that I needed, was this, is I came back and with the rasps and with the files and with a little bit more time put into it, I got a pretty solidly sliding knee joint. Well, this is actually going to be the, this is the arm. Yes, this is our arm. So this is the arm, and then this is where the hand will attach in, and it will kind of drop down in a little bit. Probably going to have to reshape this a little bit more, but still the concept is it's going to get in there, and then we're going to have a nice little flexion. I already did that side, and you can kind of see that you're going to lose a good bit of this top chunk up here, and who knows how much we'll actually end up taking off. But there's a nice little preview of the concept of what we're trying to achieve, and in some ways why I got so overly frustrated yesterday, because it's not that I didn't perceive that to be an issue, it's just that when you're drawing something on the page, its manipulation with its paired or married part, it didn't fall into the mind the way that I really hoped that it would. These are the legs. That might be a little small, unfortunately, which is crazy because I think this is the second version of this as well. We could possibly cut it down, or we could just, again, make another leg. We've already made it once. Well, we've already remade it once, so there's no real reason to not remake it another time. We could go with this one because it's a little bit shallower, but I'm worried about the thickness of this leg because right here is the leg, the first leg, and how it kind of came out. And I think it came out real good. I think it has a good thickness to the top of the support part. It has a good ball joint area. But then when we look at the one that I remade, it's much longer. It's not as thick. This might have to be remade again, unfortunately, for a third time. Because this was the first one. The first one was a lot closer to where I wanted that to be. Still a little kind of off, but the real issue with it was the cant of how that kind of set in there. And we can't have it like that because that hinge in some ways has to be pretty damn parallel to where it's going to sit on that hip joint. Speaking of hip joints, and I guess shoulder joints in general, we kind of we kind of hand waved for a second there how the potential shoulder joint would work. But again, the same concept is going to be had on our, pardon me, rasp, foof. So this is our hip. The hip itself has to also then interact with our leg. So then this whole thing has to be some kind of ball joint. And then right around here is where the spine ball joint is going to be married right there. So there's a lot of shaping that needs to be done. I do believe I will be able to do it now that I have this vise set up so that I have not only a stable surface to press against, but also it's a little bit more elevated. I can sit up here, I can put my body weight against it, and it will also hold not only the piece, but it could also hold the palm sander, which it's going to be violent. It's going to just vibrate my bones and muscles to all hell, but I think it's going to be our best option without going and buying another belt sander, which I don't want to do, or I almost did. I don't want to do it because I left one in Colorado in a storage unit, and if I were to buy one again, I would feel so silly, or more silly than I already do for the fact that I left it. Besides the point, I guess. Besides the point. Let's see here. There's the shoulder. Got the hand, foot. Do we have... This is the foot? Okay. So the foot, similar to the hand, a little bit larger, a little bit more beef to it, because in the end the character is going to be supported where this sits. With the hand, I could probably even go smaller and lighter because it's not as support necessary, or at least not in this version. I would like to have it in a way that it can hold an object without the wrist just kind of falling back or rotating in. And whether that's just a strong magnet or a stiffened post inside the joint itself, I don't know. I don't know yet. We're going to get to that point. That's the fun of all this. And I will mention again, I think that was something that I have let, in a slight way, leave me, and I should not have let that leave me, because the fun of this project, the fun of this idea is, and I explained it in the third part last night, is that I really like the concept. I really like the hope, the want for practical effects in a modern day. For me, that seems like the best way all of these shows that are possibly going to occur now, because of the success of, like, finally we got a successful anime adaptation of something, and just on the horizon is the possibility, well, not even the possibility, it's the for surety that we are going to see a 40K cinematic universe. And so there's a lot of great fandom. There's a lot of great potential for cool practical effects. I want to be a part of it, is what I'm trying to say in many words. And I'm hoping that this either gets me into the eye and the mind of someone who has more knowledge and power than I do, or if anything, it helps me just inspire myself to try to shoot for higher goals. Who knows? Who knows at this point? At the moment, I just need something to do. Well, I need something to do, and I also kind of really I wanted to sink my teeth into a project. And again, when you get a prick of inspiration like this, where it's just an onset of information ideas, that tangled mess of string that you slowly unwind, and it seems that all the dots could possibly connect in a cool way. You can't let it go. You shouldn't let it go. Don't let it go. No matter what, don't let that damn thing go, because you never know where it could bring you. You never do. Where's our good? Where's our good one? Is it this? No, that's an arm. Arms are like that. This is one of them. Oh yes, I brought the bad one down, and that was kind of confusing me for a second. So that's our good one. Let's use that as our reference. So we already kind of have a good shape going here on the top of, so this is our hip that I'm working on. I already have a good shape there, and we already have a good shape on this side too. So that's good. That's a good start, that we don't have to overly worry about trying to facilitate that shape. So the bandsaw really did a grand job about getting the hip itself at least into a rough state. Now, this top of the hip probably could use a little bit more shaping on this upper half, and kind of cutting away some of that extra meat, evening it out a little bit. So that could be a bandsaw project. Again, that side is still pretty good, so we're just going to give ourselves a nice kind of start to that ball shape, and then we're going to work our way back in. And I don't want to delete too much, because again, this is going to be something where a lot of pressure is, and if we take too much off of our hips right here, it could lead to those just fracturing, and well, you don't want broken hips on a puppet, because how can it then walk and move about? Okay, the spine. The spine has to sit on our hip like this. If I delete the amount that I just wanted to delete, and so which way do we want the forward? Do we want that our forward, or do we want that our forward? I guess that doesn't terribly matter. So if we did it like that, flipped it like that, that's how it's going to sit on here. Well, that's actually kind of convenient. So the grain pattern on the piece of spine wood, that's really nifty. I have to enjoy the hell out of that. So I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can kind of see the grain structure, how it's already curving in some kind of way. So I think I can just follow the grain structure itself and use that as a natural kind of curve to create. That's awesome. That's so cool. I love that. That makes me giddy all over. I love when something like that occurs naturally in life, where, you know, you might not have the applicability in another context. That's so cool. We got that. So there might need to be a little bit more reduction on our spine here. There might be too much on the bottom. but I guess we can figure that out when we get to that point. The neck. So the neck shoulder connection is not something we've really played with yet, and that kind of is a pivotal connection point. How do I have it done? So the way that I wanted to do it on my concept drawing here is that if we see our neck right there, so the neck is a basic circle. I still need to cut the circle out, but the neck has 3 inputs. It has 2 places for a hinge joint on the side. You can kind of see it right here. So these are where the hinge joints should be. Let's hope it's going to be enough. And the back of the neck, I wanted to do I guess just kind of an extended post, or almost like a French cleat kind of joint, where the neck itself would... So I have the neck having the post on it. So the way that would kind of look would be something around... That would be really hard to do now that I'm looking at it, because you're not giving yourself a lot of material to work with, and you're also putting it on kind of a harsher angle. And then what that would do is we would make a slot, or instead of it being more of a French cleat design, you go with more of a kind of like tongue almost, where you kind of have something like this shape cut out, and then we can kind of just slot it right in, and then it will sit in itself. That might be kind of a hard one. We might have to think about that for a little bit longer to get a better connection. And it could come down to just, we could just... There's many ways that it could be connected. I believe we'll find a way eventually, hopefully. So where do we begin? After all of that explanation, after all of trying to kind of validate what I am attempting to do here, where do I start from here? I think the best place to start... would be, funny enough, I do think we have to bust out the bandsaw, or how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I might need to even make those wider. I might need to have to go, instead of just doing a simple like that, I would have to then kind of flare them out so that I have the material to then come in and create that shelf joint there. That hinge joint there. Is that going to be enough for our hinge? Where'd our neck go? So our neck would be there. I have a pretty thick neck. We could almost cut this neck in half. Just like that. I think that should be enough. Okay, so... And of course, a lot of the fine-tuning that is going to occur next is going to revolve around things like files, like chisels, so that we get ourselves a nice and concise, flat surface that can be... You don't really need to call it joined at this point. Like, it's not going to be joined together, but it's going to be married together. Or at least coupled together in some kind of fashion. Go out with it there. We're going to go in with it there. Yeah, that should work. So this is our if this is the puppet looking out this way, left shoulder, right shoulder, and I guess it doesn't really matter. We could just their shoulders. They're going to be fine. Where did I put the top to this? I feel like I'm running a risk of it just dying on me here. Watch me. There it is. Lovely days. Perfect. Okay. So we do that. You know what? Let's start from the bottom. Let's start with the foot. Let's see how far we can get with shaping our foot. And then from there, we will take the next step in how we're going to go about going about it, I guess. Can't shape it on. Well, we can't do any more bandsaw work on that. Nope. I might need to find a better, more accurate place to put this one as well. I mean the vise as well, because the fact that it's not being let to swing freely is a little bit it's a little bit unfortunate, but okay. So one issue we are going to have to be aware of while working with the wood here, especially in this vise, is we don't want to pinch any of our fragile parts too hard, because it's definitely a possibility. Look at that. We're already getting kind of a good foot kind of shape going on. Okay. So, well, I still have it in kind of a nice flat state on the side, well, flatter state on the side, before I start to round down on these sides. I want to try to get our ankle input determined first. I actually kind of want to do it. I don't want to do it from that angle because that's going to break that. We'll do it from this angle. Again, I don't want to, like, when we get to these arm parts here, I'm definitely going to want to go get like a cloth or something that will act as a boundary in between, if you will. So how deep do we need to go with these? That's the next question, isn't it? That is the next question. These are our leg joints. We might need to go farther in. Because again, I'd much rather have more meat for these to hold on to than anything else. Okay. So that is our line there. That is our line there. And we do want a small curve. I'm going to actually move it over ever so slightly. No, that should be fine. We can shape in if we really need to. I do need to figure out depth. Damn near on the bottom, so we're going to probably raise that up ever so slightly. We're going to bring that in just like that. And so now you can kind of see where our hip joint is going to include itself, basically, and then it's going to sink down in there, and then it should have the accurate rotation, or hopefully the accurate rotation that I am seeking to achieve. Okay, which side do I want it on? I think I want it on this side. Back in the vise. And unfortunately, my grain is going this way, so that's going to be kind of a challenge. What up, Pop?
I was checking in with you whether or not. I'm sorry you look like what's his face.
Well, I tried wearing a baseball cap, and goodness me, that thing was killing my head. It was just so damn, like, it wasn't letting my head breathe. And at least this keeps my hair out of my eyes, and then...
Oh, you figured out how to do that.
Yeah, look at that, look at that.
That worked. You figured it out.
Yeah, I forgot that I packed these cats. Now that I got that, now that I got this stable, I think I'm going to be able to actually shape it down in. I got the computer working in the way that I wanted to. I'm slowly setting things up against the wall.
Okay, looks good.
It's working. The only thing, where's the sandpaper?
In here.
Okay, and then when it comes to everything in that cabinet there, is it a free-for-all, or do you have...
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes, it's all yours.
Okay.
So you can download into that.
Cool. And I went to Home Depot for them just because I'd rather just have a matching set of 3. But do you have a bolt bucket or a nut, like something that you keep all fasteners and whatnot?
I don't anymore. I got rid of it.
Okay. Good. Then I'm glad that I went and I did that, because I looked for a second and I got frustrated looking, so I just decided
I think
go.
if there's anything in here at all that's going to be up in the drawers here, but
Yeah, I checked through all of them. You got
nothing remarkable. This was his.
Yeah, you got a weird stash there for sure. Or he had a weird stash,
Well,
better
He
said.
was that kind of an engineer.
Makes sense.
He was a gas engineer.
Makes sense.
But here's the deal. I don't throw away metal because of Alan.
Does he scrap it?
Yeah, he scraps it for money.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
Yeah, funny enough, when I went to Home Depot, I realized that I could have done it so much quicker yesterday if I just got on, because I just went Old San Antonio Road to like the HEB turn, and then I got on the frontage road on the side of the interstate highway, whatever it's called, and I was like, this is taking forever because it was just up, over, stop sign. And then today, funny enough, I went out the nice area, like the newer, I went out there and I got on the highway, which got me to Home Depot a lot quicker. But then I left Home Depot and I realized there's no way to, or I missed the way to get off to get back over to here, and so I got sucked right onto the toll road over there. And it just sent me down. I was like, what? I don't want to be here.
hey, you can share the wall. Put all the tools you want to put up on the wall.
Sure.
This is all about you and me adapting.
Yeah.
Several questions.
Sure.
One, are you gonna go over to Papa's tonight? Are you gonna use this as
We back on? Okay, good. Sound is there. So lucky to have a dad like that, man. So lucky to have a dad like that. How do I get more of a curve down in there? Can I get the rasp down in there? That would give me my curve. Kinda. No, it's putting the curve too far out. I don't want the curve out. I want it in. I want it in. What would work for this? I could just keep going at it with the chisel. It's been working. It's not that it's not working, that's for sure. It's definitely going through, so that's good. Just get it a little bit more depth in here, and then we'll come back with that small chisel again and see if we can't shape out a little bit more of that curve down in there. Because right now it's very square, and I don't want square. I want curve. Come back, please. Just realized that I don't have my music playing. And I was sitting here thinking like, God, it is so quiet today. Why is it so damn quiet? Man. I might need to get some tape on these glasses to keep them on my nose at this point with all this heat. If I really need to do it, I could always just get a piece of sandpaper and basically it'd fix it around here, and then I could just slowly work it in. This does need to be before I cut my hand, because I know I was just about to. I saw it occurring and I needed to stop myself because I've done it before. Do not try to free chisel a small part when your thumb is right there on the end. You're cruising for a bruising, mon Dieu. Just a little bit of advice from a cat that has cut his thumb open with a chisel a few damn times. I want it like this in there, yeah, so I can then see it better. Because I want to... Okay, come on now, man. What are we gonna do with you, glasses? What are we gonna do with you? Do I need to get a new nose? Is that the thing? Have you just given up on my nose? Oh, better. Better. Center's not going to stay on there either. And I'm floundering when it comes to solutions for these glasses. What in the world do you want me to do? I can't not sweat. It's hot. I can't have a new nose. That's money. And I like my nose. Oh, that's hella uncomfortable. Well, they're staying on a slight bit better, so it is a start. Oh, come on now, please. Oh, that's keen. That's nifty. Look at that. That's top tier right there. I can't lie to you. I'm pretty jazzed about that. Look at that. Could we get it farther in? Possibly. Do we need to? I don't think so. I think that's a good start. I think that's a good beginning portion for that. So I'm actually going to leave this particular leg joint married to that one. And then I'm going to put that on there. Do we need... Yeah, so if I went too far, I would run into that same problem that I was running in with my arm, where the top of that joint right there would end up causing issues. But if I leave it ever so, I think it should never cause me issue, and that has full foot play. Of course, we're going to just take that over the palm sander, and the palm sander will turn it more of a rounded nature for us. So those go together. Do we have matching? I assume this one goes in there. Nope. Well, that is our closest one. Yeah, I guess that is the married pair. And then this and this are going to go together. And when we get there, we'll reach the impasse on if I need to turn out another version of that. However, this is our this is our next version, I guess. The next ankle hinge. Okay, that can go there, that can go there, this can go back on to M. Those can go here, here, and here. We're going to do the foot again. And so I guess I do need this foot to act as a lower barrier. So the first thing we did was we cut off our extra layer on top there. And it looks like it's lining up pretty good on that side. So we'll stick the other foot in there as a bottom backing for ourselves, so that there's at least something that the top foot can rest against. Do we want to start with that saw? Is that important? I think so. I think so. So we can't use that for right now, so we'll just we'll wing it on this side. And after we're done, after I've finished with the foof right here and we get its joint inclusion addressed, I am then going to take another second to rethink the way that this vise is set up. It is working. It is much better than me sitting on the floor trying to couple it with my feet in hopes that it won't move. But I absolutely know that we can do better. Thought I got my leg. I didn't. Thought I did. Okay. Okay, slot drawn for the next inclusion. Is that what I'm calling it? Embedation? I don't know. I don't know. It sounds right. It sounds correct, but I don't know. Okay, that bottom block, top block. The tape ain't doing very much for me. I ain't gonna lie. Did not achieve what I was hoping that it was going to achieve. Okay. To start off, we use... Is this big enough? Damn skippy it is. Look at that. I don't want it moving. I don't want it moving. That's the whole point of this thing. If I wanted it moving, I'd go back to what I was doing before. You know what? I just remembered what I did last time and it worked out so well. I want to do it again. I can be happy with that. Cool. That one's actually pretty flat compared to its other. Okay. Before we go on, like I said, I want to take a second and re-establish how my vise is set up. I've given up on the glasses. Ooh. Tripping, slipping all over the place. Goodness me. There is that cover. I don't know where all the other covers went to. Are they in the box? They are not in the box. If I just move it forward, does that fix the... Oh no, I don't want to do that because then... Okay. First, I'm gonna move it out of the way there so that we can get our broom and do some sweeping. I'm sitting here, I'm like, God, man, this stuff keeps blowing right back at me, and I just realized my fan, my only source of cooling, is working against me in this motive. Okay. Okay, there's all of those. Okay, so if I want to sit on the box, that is how I want to do it. I want to be able to sit right here. So what is the best way? What is our rotation? So if we call that middle, so that's middle rotation right there. And if that's middle, it means that we can go from there to there to there. And if we had it so that it was outside here, perfect. I think that's where we want it. Yep. Okay. There. 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 Okay, there's that. Drill bit. Oh gosh, this microphone wire keeps really worrying me. I put it on this side today because it kept trying to cinch itself over on the other side the other day. But now it feels as if it's trying to just get itself caught on damn near every surface possible. One side there. Nuts, washers. I don't know what the hell I was thinking there, putting the washer on top. What the hell? Okay, last one. Okay, let's tighten these suckers down now. We got this one. Got this one. Ow. Oh, that's so much better. Look at that. Full twist. Full twist on them. I was like, where the hell did that other wrench go? It done disappeared. It did not disappear. It was always there. Shoo. Are you gonna start giving me the same problems that the glass has been giving me? Feet ain't good enough? Okay. Okay. Can't really see too much because I'm just foregoing the glasses until I figure out a solution for that now too. I'm trying to think of now, what is the next step? Do we just keep going up the puppet? Is that what we do? If that be the case, then we would have to most likely relathe a leg, because I really am not happy with how that one kind of turned out. Okay, so this needs to have our it has to have the concave, and then this is going to be the one that is convex, right? How did I do it on that? Where did you go? That one. It's just the opposite, that's all it is. So I need to make this round, and I need to make this have the convex shape in it. Okay. Can we work with this one? No. Nope. I'd rather not try to work with it and end up an hour down the line now wishing I had just rebuilt it. So let's rebuild it again now, with hopes that we do it better this time. Or just a tad bit more accurate. Okay. Bandsaw. There. Lathe. There. That's the least wobbly part of the floor. Huh, I still haven't turned my music on. That's so funny. God. I know I've been listening to the same Pandora station for a while now when lyrics are just playing in my head, and I'm like, where's the music? Where's the music? Okay, we got that. Kill all those programs. Open up radio. Put that over there. What in the world? Okay, nothing important. I'm gonna try the glasses. We're gonna try the glasses while we're at the lathe, because I'm just far enough away where I can't see what I need to see. Okay, so now comes the predicament where we need another piece of wood to carve out this hip. Do I bust down one of those big pieces up there, or do I try and use one of these pieces here? I think we'll do it off of this. I think it should work. Is it white enough? That's actually something I didn't think about. No. No, it's not. That is apparently interesting. I guess so. Why not, right? I'm actually gonna go. Actually, no. We'll do it like we've been doing it. Ooh. But nobody's good enough to do it alone. Vivian West's saying fly God is the shepherd. Yes. But no one is good enough to do it alone. Karate with the scar, with the stars. My feet kicked up that far. Balenciaga tees, I just saw denim. Saw Jenna. It's all windows. They're looking for God symbols. Wait, it's all symbols, all bad bodies with soft guts like cloth tissue. Did you? Oh, did you? I'm getting your magazine long pistol. Lucia Libre, like they call it dark and lovely. They took a daughter from me. Bullets giving C-sections. Crushed on me, ooh la. Kim, Courtney, they do the dash for me, ooh la. Money, they dance for me. It's only Sunday. Tomorrow doesn't come until it's too late. Till you remember who you dealing with and what the bill is. These are the chips. Bitches. Feel weird. You remember you were dealing with. Doesn't come until it's too late. You know who you dealing with. But I'm the ventriloquist. happy with that. I feel like it's much better than the last one, so that's a start. That pops out, that pops out. So now we need to bandsaw that. Did anything else need to get bandsawed from that particular grouping? I don't believe so. I want to save this for that. I do want at least this so I know how much of a hinge bit I need to create. You know what, I'll cut the face first and then I'll do the hinge bit, just so I don't run into the same issue I had last time where I cut everything. I cut the hinge, I cut the face, and then it did not work. Okay. I don't think we need to do any more lathe work, so I'm going to put the machine up for now. Rocks, okay. That can go there. Probably going to use this again, so we'll keep this out here. Okay. Knock all of this off. You know, I really should go to the shop vac first in situations like this instead of just spreading it out more. What am I doing here? What am I doing? Vacuuming. Goodness me, sometimes the brain just leaves my head. Goes on a small vacation to only come back and question, what the hell are you doing, man? What in the world? Plugged. Good. Let's get our glove out of the way. Hammer out of the way. We'll get our cord on this side at least. Calipers. Study 'em up. Okay. You know, I don't need this magnet bar on here anymore. Where do we want the magnet bar is the question. Okay. I guffed up again. We need to make another one. Gosh darn it. I made an in instead of an out. It's really straight on too. It was very well done, in my opinion. Damn it. Time for the change of the... Well, snap diddly, it looks like once again I am remaking this part. I'm just going to scoot that. Damn, that is so... That's disappointing. Whatever. I'm getting real good at it now, though. I'm getting real good at making this one particular piece. So if anyone needs an upper leg puppet joint, I'm your cat, man. I'm the dude. Okay. Okay. Damn. This is not a great piece of wood, this. Okay. I'm going to first cut off this end over the staircase. Cannot believe I did that a third time. That was the third time that I have found a way to mess that one up. And I was taking my time too, unfortunately. Wunderbar. That can go there. I need this to once again plug in. Where's the saw? I'm gonna use the mechanical saw this time just so I can get a straighter cut. Man, we've been going for 2 hours? Damn. Okay. Where did I put my saw? Once again, turning a leg.